Oi pessoal do YouTube, bem-vindos a mais um vídeo. E no vídeo de hoje eu tô aqui com o meu marido, lindo, maravilhoso.
Oh.
E no vídeo de hoje nós vamos responder algumas perguntinhas de vocês que vocês deixaram pra gente lá no Instagram. Coloquei uma caixinha lá nos stories pedindo as perguntas pra vocês e falei que eu ia escolher algumas. E tiveram muitas perguntas, não consegui escolher todas, porque senão o vídeo ia ficar gigantesco, mas eu posso fazer uma parte 2 se vocês quiserem. E já queria agradecer a minha amiga Vanessa, que me ajudou a traduzir essas perguntas para o inglês, porque eu queria passar pra ele, fazer as perguntas pra ele realmente do jeito que vocês estavam perguntando. Então eu sempre peço uma ajuda pra eu ter certeza que eu tô traduzindo certo. Então vamos lá, gente, o vídeo já não ficar gigantesco, que já tá lá na minha cara, tipo, querida, você tá falando demais.
Oh my god, that was so fast.
Primeira pergunta, ele vai ler as perguntas.
Do you have any intentions of living in other countries, or do you plan to spend your entire life in the US? I plan on spending my entire life in the US, but it's always, I'm open to change only if that's what God wants. And it would almost literally take God himself to come down
In a
dream that I knew was from him, and he would have to, I mean, even prophetic words telling me to go to other countries, I would have to really know.
To leave, but we can go to Spain
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah, I don't mind. I want to go, and I believe that's part of our purpose together is to go to other nations and stuff like that. And, you know, do mission trips and, you know, just love people.
Yeah, I believe too.
But as far as living, I don't believe that's part of it.
Yeah, I believe too that we're supposed to live here, but we are open to whatever God wants.
Yeah. What to expect in the beginning of marriage. As far as a guy goes, from my experience, you've got to learn to die to yourself. It's not all about you, what you want to do. Now you have somebody to take care of and to love as Christ loved the church. So you've got to learn to die to yourself again.
Yes.
From my experience, that's my
Yes, it's the same. I think it's for both, and it's a period to learning how to live with another person. And of course, you know the person that you're getting married. Please, you know the person that you're getting married.
Yeah.
But in the
Good.
marriage, everything is bigger because you're living with that person every day. So it's a period to learn
What he said. I like that.
what he said.
Yeah, what he said.
No, what he said.
A trip that you both dream of doing. As far as a trip together, we would both consider Israel.
Israel.
The dream.
Woo!
Yeah, the dream trip for sure.
See
and that's
where
a trip.
Jesus lived.
Yeah, do the part. No.
Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah.
Where Jesus lived. Nah, nah, nah. Where Jesus walked. Nah, nah, nah. It's my dream.
Yeah.
It's one of it.
More of a trip that we just want to go see the historical sites and stuff, and actually visit the new city, see the culture of the Jews and stuff. That'd be cool.
Everything. And
Separate trips. My personal dream vacation that you could never get any better is the Maldives. I really would love to stay on a water villa.
in Lane.
Yeah, hers is Santorini, Greece.
Santorini, Greece. It's so beautiful.
And that's
so
nice
white.
too. We will do these things, I promise.
Amen.
That's Thais said, did I say her name? Thais?
Please.
When are you coming to visit Brazil, and where are we going to get stuck again? That's in another video. If you haven't watched it, link it in the description box. Pretty much we went on a trip to a waterfall, and these guys tried to tell us that we had to pay money to go visit it, but it's public access, so we was like, no.
Watch the video if you want to understand better.
But yeah, it was wild. But as far as visiting Brazil, I would like to do it, you know, once every year, so we can stay in contact with her family too, not just over the phone.
But you're going this year, the end of this year.
Yeah, we're definitely going at the end of this year. We're going to get married there again, and hopefully get a video out there as well.
Not next year, this year.
Yeah, this year. Now it's 2021.
Babe, shoo.
What's the biggest difference between your personalities?
I don't know. I'm more sensitive with some.
That's where you gotta die to
some
yourself.
things.
I had to die to myself.
More sensitive, more drama queen, and same with more.
Yeah, if you bother me, then we're gonna discuss it in person, kind of deal.
Something's gonna hurt me more than him.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, that's the biggest personality difference for sure. But it's not a problem. That's just how she's made. I died to myself and how I'm made. It's changed a little over the years, but yeah. How did you know for sure that your purpose complemented your spouse's purpose? From my experience, I used to struggle with premarital sex and stuff like that. At one time, I was probably considered a hypocrite, but I have completely changed, and I told myself and God, I vowed to Him that I'm never going to do this to Him again, and that if I was the next relationship that I was going to get in, I was going to do it the biblical way, and I was going to do it, no kissing or anything before the altar, and we did. But I promised that to God, so for 5 years I stayed single. I didn't go out on any dates, anything like that. So when she added me, we had just had the conversations that everybody should have, because God has got to remain number one in your lives personally, and then you got to have your time together with God too. We had those conversations like that, and
we saw that we had the same goals.
Same goals, and her talking about worship and her viewpoints of worship and how things like guitars and instruments is just nothing but a tool of worship, but there's many different forms of it. It's a 24/7 thing. You worship God in anything that you do. And the conversation, like, I'm like, wow, I believe this one's it. So I eventually asked her
out. Gift from God.
Yeah, the conversation is what confirmed it for me, and
And after marriage, people, pastors, prophets.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, many different people that haven't. They didn't know that another person prophesied this stuff about going to other nations. We were prophesied by, 2 or 3 people,
Well, something that happened, I think I never told them before, but when we were still talking, we were just friends. God was talking to me about mission trips and everything, and I have never think about doing this because I thought my call was just worship and singing. And I remember I told him about this dream that I had, and I woke up and I read the scripture talking about missions. And I think before I told him my dream, he was telling me about a trip that our church today was going to Haiti to missions, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I had a dream about missions. Now I talked to him and he's talking about missions, and I knew that God was calling me for missions, and now that we are married, people keep saying that.
Yeah, but before I even met her, I'll never forget this. My pastor was prophesying one day, and he was saying that there's some people in here that's about to meet the person that you're meant to be with. And honest to God, like, it was either the next day. Yeah, it was the next day, I believe. She added me on Facebook. I had no idea then, but after, like I said, we started talking. And she got prophesied to when she was younger that she's going to move to another country. What do you do to solve an argument?
Or disagreement.
Yeah, we never really argue. We just disagree.
People ask if we fight a lot or something. And if fight is like, be loud and disrespectful, so we don't. But if you fight for you is disagree, or so we do.
And a lot of that comes from the cultural difference, which is fine. Like I said, I'm dying to self and learning to pick and choose your battles. I mean, don't just go in and try to start an argument over nothing. Solve is just talk about it. I shut up, listen to her point of view, then she does the same, and I just explain my side of the story.
When you think you're getting too mad at the person because the points doesn't,
agree at all.
I always say, let's stop and we talk later, because it's not good to talk when you're a man, because you're going to say things that you
don't really mean. Yeah. This is where I had to really die to myself right here, because I'm the kind of person that if I don't like what you're saying at at that point, I want to talk it out then and there. I
Yeah.
don't want to wait. I want to get it over with. And she will completely go silent.
It's the opposite. He
Yeah,
wants
it's
to talk,
complete
talk,
opposite.
talk. And I'm like, okay, let's stop
Yeah.
talking now.
Yeah.
Let's think about it. Let's think,
Yeah.
what are you feeling? And then we
Right.
talk.
And I'm not, I mean, this is not just with her. This is with anybody. We don't go to bed angry. I will not go to bed angry. How's your relationship with your spouse's family?
It's amazing because my family loves you and I love your family and I think they love me too.
Yeah. And I like, you know, I love going out there knowing that we have no idea what the other person is saying, but we can still have a conversation.
Everybody try.
Yeah, I already consider Wesley like a brother. There's no question about it. And me and him, me and him walked down the road, and we had zero idea, but we had a conversation.
And he don't know English at all.
Yeah, and I know not enough Portuguese to have a conversation, but we had a good time, and it always ends in a laugh. It was good.
Yeah, my family loves him, and I love his family, and they treat me like family.
Yeah.
That's my sister, Casal.
Yeah.
I love you.
Debbie talk while she is sleeping. If yes, how was your reaction when you realized that? Yes, she sure does. The other day, she woke up right here on this couch. I was sitting over here. Yeah, I was sitting over. Well, I was watching it. She fell asleep, but she was over here asleep, and I was over here on this couch. And she wakes up, and she did this in English. She didn't even do this in Portuguese. She just jumps up. She looks at me dead in the face and goes, I don't like it. I don't like it. And then straight back to sleep. Freaked me out, man. I didn't know what was going on with her. I woke her up. Eventually, I went over there and woke her up, and I was like, are you all right? Are you dreaming? Because I didn't want her to have a bad dream.
Oh, I hate it because sometimes I'm sleeping, you're like, babe, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm like, are you all right? Yeah, because it
like,
does happen.
what?
It does happen, and sometimes it has almost gotten to the point where she almost sleepwalks. Sometimes, like she will raise up, she will turn sideways on the bed. I haven't told you this, but you did this one recently. She wakes up, she turns sideways on the bed, and she says something, but I was half asleep, and I don't remember. She turns around, lays back down like nothing happened at all. Weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I think it's awesome that I talked in English.
Yeah, but yeah, she did it. Who gets jealous the most? I don't think either of us is really jealous, but I think she's more jealous if it comes down to it.
I don't go crazy. It's not bad. It's not a bad jealous. It's a normal jealous.
Yeah. When you trust one another, the jealousy is just sent back to hell where it came from. What's for you? When you're mad at Samuel, do you cuss at him in Portuguese so he can't understand? They didn't actually mean cuss. They just mean, does she say things that she really wants to say that she don't know how to say in English, but she says it in Portuguese so she can get all of it out?
Not sometimes I don't know how to say in English. I just like, oh, and goes in Portuguese.
And I'm just like, yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I do that a lot. I don't know. I just goes. But some words you already know, so you know, like, essa mal vai dormir.
Yeah.
Like, ai menino chato. Some stuff like
I understand that now.
Ai
It's happened
menino,
so
sai
much.
daqui.
Yeah.
Things like that.
What tip could you give for someone who is going to marry an American that are Christians? All right. As far as I would tell the guy, before it happens, you've got to die to yourself. It's not all about you, and you've got to understand that there is going to be a lot of cultural differences that you will sometimes, if you don't watch out, you could end up in an argument about. But you've got to die yourself, shut your mouth, and just pick and choose your battles when it comes to this stuff. But that's what I would say. The biggest tip is learn to die to yourself.
For her, I would say enjoy her family now, because it can be very, 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 I don't know, lonely when you come here and it's so different.
And you're trying to get friends and stuff at that point, and you don't have any at the beginning.
And when you come here, stop comparing Brazil with United States.
Yes, please, because it will drive the guy. It will drive the guy
I'm
crazy.
talking about her. It's gonna be bad for you. Like, okay, it's not good for him too, but it's for you, for your mental health.
Yeah, and his.
Don't compare stuff. That's not Brazil. Brazil is Brazil. United States, United States. Don't compare people. Oh, because American people and Brazilian people are like
it's a little different. It really is.
Don't compare stuff. Come ready, thinking that you're living in another country and another culture. People is gonna be different. So you don't suffer.
Just understand that American culture and Brazilian culture, as far as like,
come prepared that food is very different. Food is very different.
Does me, know any words in Portuguese? Very little, the basics, because it's a very difficult language.
What
because,
do you know in Portuguese?
Oh God, chato.
Chato.
Yeah.
What else?
Sai daí.
Sai daí.
Dormir.
Dormir.
Coxinha.
Coxinha.
Kiwi, which is better. I'm sorry, Brazilians, but it is better.
Bom dia,
if you haven't seen that video, we'll link that one as well.
Bom dia.
Bom dia, boa noite, boa tarde. Oi. Desculpa. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hang on. It's been a while for that one. Obrigada and obrigado. Yeah, it's different for the guy. But I think that's about it. I can't really think right now. What is the biggest challenge of marriage life? We can only answer. We haven't really been married that long.
1 year. But we kind of already answered learning.
Yeah. I can really only answer that from my perspective, and that is just
die yourself.
Dying to yourself. Just realizing you have got to die to yourself, or you're going to be miserable. Pick and choose your battles. Don't, for instance, just as an example, I throw my clothes on the floor at nighttime. She doesn't like that, but instead of arguing with me, she will just go pick them up, put them in the little clothes basket thing that we have, and that's it. And she will, when she eats something, she will set it right beside of her, and it will stay there until Jesus comes back. If I don't pick it up, instead of arguing with her, I'll get it and take it in there, and
forget.
Yeah. Every time she forgets. But it's okay. I mean, instead of starting an argument over something so silly, then just pick it up and do it. The last question is, how do you feel God has helped you through this year of 2020? I believe that you've got to come to a place in Jesus that no matter what year it is, no matter what's going on in that year, that your viewpoint of God never changes. And if you do that, then your perspective of what's going on changes. It doesn't change what's going on, but your viewpoint of it does. And I believe that God never changes. My faith didn't shake because of, I read the Bible and it changes you on the inside, the way you think.
Our relationship with God should not change. God is God if He does, but God is too God if He doesn't. God is with us in every situation. And there is a song that we would like to sing over your life. If you're hopeless, if you're afraid or something, you would like to sing that over you of your year of 2021. For you to always remember that God is with you.
That no matter what you are going through, He's always there. Come behold the works of God, the nations at His feet. He breaks the bow and bends the spear and tells the wars to cease. Almighty One of Israel, You are on our side. We walk by faith in God who burns the chariots with fire, with us as the shelter, with us in the storm. You will lead us through the fiercest battle. Oh, where else would we go but with the Lord of hosts? Oh, God of Jacob,